Yes, it has informed me that it's working. So I think we're good. Quentin, why don't you start us off?
Let's see. Admin stuff, I don't think there's a lot. I mean, I think I've been talking about, it feels like a cliche for me to talk about the save session feature at this point, but that's what I've been working on. So I could show people the load screen so they can see.
I do like seeing things.
Okay. I guess one of my questions is this the right information to show? Try to keep it very minimalist, because I think less is usually more with this. Michelle, no rush, but you or Lily, one of you might have an idea of how to get rid of this extra line here. I'm not really sure. Space that's underlined. I'm not really sure why that's happening there.
That looks hilarious. But in all, it looks pretty good.
And then I have to decide if we're okay with the actions being just icons. I was looking around, and that seems to be a very common interface. The Windows interface just has icons. And Google Photos, I just happened to be pulling up this background picture from Google Photos.
As long as there's appropriate alt text.
I also added ARIA. So yeah, it's going to be accessible to screen readers. The main question is, the main thing I was thinking actually is it easy for someone to click the button on a device with their fingers? So we could probably make the target a little bit bigger and add a little padding.
Yeah.
Anyway, people might have ideas about that, but otherwise I think this is pretty straightforward. And then this is the save interface here. So again, try to take more of the information away. I think this is pretty much all people need to know. As far as details, we could show a lot. Before we were showing like a preview of the actual variables. And then
Could have it in collapsed content, but
I just don't know if people really want to see that on the save screen. It might be distracting. It'd be great for a developer, and we could control some features to say, hey, these are developer features, these are everyone features. My thought was not that it's hard to display it, just that.
My thought was definitely for me checking on like what is really going to be,
Well, if we think it's useful for developers, that's an easy feature to add.
Okay.
And then it is here for now. Although I was thinking I would probably take it away here too. I don't know. Something we could do is we could turn, we could let people, this is what you see on the My Interviews page. And because there needs to be an interview where the variables are stored. So it's going to appear on the My Interviews page, which we might get rid of. We might delete this eventually. But for now, I just tried to think about, we'll start with just having something here that does something. And this is all it is right now. Lets you see it. So those are the screens. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Anyone else have any?
That looks awesome.
Anyone has anything?
It's great. I like the icons. I think those are very popular icons. People recognize immediately, and also it saves space. So you get to there, just very neatly fit the width of the heading. I think that's very neat.
Yeah, it was really easy to run out of room there visually, so that's why I was thinking not using like big bulky icons for the buttons.
Yeah, the preview screen where you show the structure, the JSON structure. Yeah, that one. Is that where you want to show the Excel type of answers? I
don't think so. I mean, that's a really good question. We can talk about that at the coding meeting.
Okay.
Because I think it's a relevant problem, but it's not the same as this. This is like copy everything. What I was talking about and make it available for another interview. That question that Lily was hinting at is more about having a platform neutral version of the answers. Like the template, it's an output document like a template, but it's reusable. You could say, hey, these are the variables it filled in rather than just being a static PDF image of the form.
My question about this screen is that are people familiar with GSM? I mean, do they know how to read it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think this is not I don't really intend people to interact with this page. So we should decide, should it say anything? It should say, hey, there's nothing to do here. We could make that choice, or we could only let it show this preview if someone's a developer and they want to see it. And this is misleading because it's only one answer set they're looking at. So I should change that label, I guess.
Yeah, and the very least, the preview contents could be like developer preview, or somehow signify that it's more than you need.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for me to check to see if someone's logged in and they're a developer, or only show it on the test server and develop, servers that have debug turned on. But you're right, labels could help too. That might help with people who are testing this feature know that their end users won't see it, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah. So it turns out revealed a lot of DocAssemble bugs building it. So I think it'll be helpful for a lot of people, hopefully.
Well, good. All right, Michelle, anything you want for management?
Zoom won't let me back. Okay. So one thing, which is what is the license? Suffolk has a license, a software license that it uses regularly, right?
Well, we tend to use MIT license for our open source work.
MIT license, that's what I thought. That is all.
That was easy.
Yeah. Hey, I don't have much going on right now.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I
good.
think you probably have a lot going on, but
Been
maybe not
busy,
much
but
assembly
busy with
line.
other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Bryce.
Nothing for management, I think.
All right.
So,
Cool. Caroline.
I'm gonna try and see where Alaska is this week and see if I can have that whole DocAssemble servers set up. We spent a week trying to get a GitHub, a Gmail, decide what they want to do, have their Gmail address be for APIs. Yeah, I don't know why people don't just pick up the phone, really. But there we go.
Values to asynchronous work.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's funny when you said, I'm trying to figure out where Alaska is. I was reminded of a friend of mine who much later than they would have liked, thought that Alaska was an island because it was always in the maps off the
Right.
side.
Yeah. Right. You wouldn't know. Well, I mean, I suppose you might know, but it's not one of those things. Yeah.
Yes. Right. We gave them an appropriately difficult time about that.
Well, I didn't know the second Bush was president for probably till he was in his second term or something.
Well, that's yes. All right, Lily.
I have lots of questions, but they are probably just technical questions.
All right,
Okay.
so for deep dive. All right then. Then I guess Quentin, if you want to stop the stream, or if anyone wants to say anything last before management stuff.
Oh, and I guess I got to stop the stream as well.
Yes, that was the ask.
Was there anything else anyone wanted to record?